Sure, to win a war, you need tank drivers, you need trigger pullers, but you also need things like logistics. And as the apocryphal Napoleonic saying goes, an army fights on its stomach. If that's true, then in this war, the Ukrainian war, you need somebody like the chef. This is the very successful and popular ramen versus marketing restaurant in Kiev's fashionable Podil district. And it's run by Chef Zhenya Mikhailenko. And Chef Zhenya learned how to make really good ramen, at least in no small part, to 9 years that he spent in the very competitive kitchens of Los Angeles. Well, Chef Zhenya returned to Ukraine and opened up these restaurants and was doing very well for himself. He had a chain of them going when the war broke out. And then Chef Zhenya decided, along with his wife Mary, to at least put the restaurant chain slightly on the back burner, although it is open and doing quite good business. They would instead pivot to using their skill set to feeding the armed forces of Ukraine. And that's what they're doing right now. When I was recently down in Zaporizhia, along the front lines there, I had a chance to spend some time with Chef Zhenya at one of his kitchens.
So these are just a few samples. The soldiers were never trained in cooking, so nobody goes to the army to cook. It's good for 24 hours or for 48 hours after you prepare it.
And so, is it based on like calories, and or is it just like on making it delicious?
We are 7% fat cottage cheese. Carpathian yogurt, pineapples, granola, and a fruit salad of apples, pears, and oranges. So this is one of our... I have 3,000 soldiers that I care for in one brigade, and that's just one brigade. And we provide them with different kinds of equipment. Refrigeration equipment, mobile refrigeration, and we're negotiating right now to provide them with military-grade field kitchens. We send it to our usually different kinds of strike teams, drone operators, basically people who work at the front line but not exactly in the trenches. So naturally everyone is dispersed along the front line. They have little generators, they have a little fridge and a microwave. So we send them the stuff, and all these units of 4 or 5 people, you know, eat food like that. So I'm classically trained Italian, French, and classic American.
You know, and a lot's been said about all the volunteers and the soldiers that have come from every corner of the world to support the Ukrainians in this war effort. One of them isn't carrying a gun, he's carrying a kitchen knife. Come all the way from Yosemite, Warren McLean. Let's have a little chat. How are they receptive to the food?
They like it a lot, and they get to come in and have a home-cooked meal. So, I mean, so we're making sure they get what they need to do their jobs. And that's really satisfying, because I'm not a soldier, I don't have any military training, but I know how to cook. This is my 3rd rotation. I'm working on getting my visa extended so I can stay indefinitely. It's tough. This is really hard work, but it's so gratifying. Oh yeah.
I mean, it must be gratifying to, you know, to work in Yosemite and all that, but coming here, it's got to be completely different.
Yeah, to see the guys' faces and they shake my hand and say thank you, that is really fuel for my fire. They're, you know, they're very grateful. And I'm grateful to be here. Chef Shania has taught me a lot.
How many volunteers do you normally get?
We work right now in shifts of 3. We're expecting, you know, so for the new location, I need 4 people for the new kitchen. You know, you can cook 30,000 meals a day with 2 people. So I'm expecting to grow at least 30 people, and out of the 30, 15 will be international volunteers right now. All of it is done by donations, either money or product, or farmers donate us produce. Some large manufacturers donate us meat. Some stuff we go buy in the store. And people from around the world pay for this place to keep going. You can tweet me and ask for my PayPal if that's your game. And if you click at the top, you go to our Magic Food Army. Borscht and buckwheat. Like people in Ukraine can eat borscht and buckwheat for days and days without being bored.
So that is Chef Shania. And I show you Chef Shania for a variety of reasons, not least of which because I think he exemplifies what so many Ukrainians are doing right now. And I've seen it this entire war, whether you're a chef or you work in IT or you, you know, are in education, you're a teacher, whatever it is, somehow everybody in Ukraine is finding a way to help defeat the Russians. And so even if, say, Russia was able to win some sort of military victory, they haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. They're going to have to occupy a country that overwhelmingly rejects dominion by Moscow. Even out in the Donbass, when I've been out in the Donbass, this is a prevalent attitude. But, you know, of course there are those who have a different opinion. But it is the slightest percentage of the country. And that is why I have always said, since this war began, Russia can't win here. The only question before the inevitable defeat and repulsion of the Russian invader is how many people have to die. But Ukrainians will never submit to Moscow's dominance ever again. That the Rubicon is crossed and there's no going back. Slava Ukraini. Героям слава.